everybody. This is Generation Dan, and just like when things had to change, what did they do in the WWF? They had Andre versus a bunch of midgets. So now you got an old guy with money taking on two millennials. Because, good God, this is going to be an entertaining show. I'm Dino, the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is
I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial, and I'm utterly confused. I hang out with this man over an hour a week, and I talk to him constantly. What the fuck was that?
I could take
and
you guys.
I'm Clayton, guys. What's up? How y'all doing?
Cole has been entertaining me with his meme game is on point. Let's put it that way. Yeah. He inspired me this week, and I asked him to be on the show. Or it was last week. He put up this gem. Wrote him so damn good that I forgot I was driving. Drove off the bridge. Now we're both gonna die. That's what you get for putting in all that work on them other dudes, whore. Okay.
That was too long.
That's no joke. It was too long. There's some dude, me, just was way too mad about the head he was getting.
Listen, let's be honest, okay? There's every guy who goes on his Yelp review where you're like, guy, listen, half of this information is not appropriate to be left as a review.
I'm just trying to see if this is a 100%. Camera. I don't care. Is the food good? Good? Great. Or they're just like, so our story begins.
When I fell from the womb, my decisions were thus. Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's getting a recipe for fucking pizza. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, or it's like in the foothills of Italy. I'm like, Control F, cups, tablespoons, something, and then it usually gets you to the thing that you're looking for.
Listen, this was the funny. Like today, I went and bought some clothes. I'm going away for a week, so I wanted to get like some new, just leisure wear kind of thing. And this guy walks up behind me. He's like, "I'm looking for this brand. I want this brand and only this brand." And I said to the woman helping me, I'm like, "Listen, that's how fat guys work." I'm like, "Will we find something that fits, is comfortable, and comes in different colors? Good. I want to buy that." 30 of them, and also all the different colors, every single one. That's fine. Now I don't have to change ever for that. That is a solved thing in my life. I never have to return to it. Right?
Yeah,
I concur. I was a 290-pound man for 4 years, so yes, 100%. Yeah, well, listen, huge.
That's what motivates.
How did you lose all the weight, and how much do you weigh now?
I weigh 225. Damn. I lost all the weight from crying from my breakup.
That's
you
fair.
Might be the only person I know who goes through a breakup and loses weight. Every time I've been broken up with, I'm always like, all right, I will be 20 pounds heavier in about a week and a half.
I was very sad to have to get a job.
Anyways, listen. On that note, he inspired me to make my own meme, which was this bad boy. It's new draws, new me season. So this is my Amazon order. Well, it's new draws, socks, and undershirts.
Why? Because of the chub rub?
No, just hey, you know what? They've had their time. I'm going to just throw them out. I'm that kind of rich where I'm like, I just replace underwear, not because it has holes in it, because it served its time.
I've lost 3 subscription to me. I lost 3 pairs in the last 2 months from chub rub. Which is a tragedy because I love the designs on them, and they're comfortable and all that good stuff. This episode is not brought to you by MeUndies because they should sponsor us. But
they should
boxer briefs. So the length of boxer shorts, but they're tighter and kind of hold everything in place. They're not.
Yeah, that's what I'm a boxer brief guy myself. It keeps everything in the same spot.
Yeah. Listen, it's a boxer brief is for a man on the go. He has things to do. You can't just have everything flinging around down there. There's a time and a place for flinging, and it's not while I'm walking down the street.
Especially when you're in my situation, because my balls are really big, and I'm not trying to say that I have big balls metaphorically. I have really giant balls, and they clack around. You know what I mean? So
you gotta kind of keep everything in place.
I gotta keep it together.
Yeah. briefs are the other end of that spectrum, or it just looks like you're wearing a diaper, and they just kind of
100%.
it's too much. It's too much hold. It's too much force.
Talking about old guys shit.
Damn it. Okay.
5 minutes in without Caleb, man, and we had to hit the button. Okay,
Yeah.
this
Fine.
is well,
Caleb is having a rough day at work. We gave him a couple more hours. He might show up in the middle of the episode, and I'll be honest, I don't blame him for dude, it's the worst when you have like a shit day at work and you got to come back and immediately jump into it. Whatever, give him some time. He'll either show up, midway through, or he won't. We love him.
This is the problem. And see, I'm trying to understand this with so many things, right? Like, you guys, we were talking about this earlier, was you guys are at an age where you're kind of on the cusp. Like, I learned this too, where as long as you're in your 20s, people they'll be surprised that you know what you're doing, okay? Because they'll always, they're in their 20s, right? As soon as you're in your 30s, it's either adult or fuck off. Like, people do not give you one extra minute. And that's the thing is, like, you guys are at that age where you're actually starting to kind of shape yourselves, figure out what you want to do, but also, like, you have comedy so you can talk to people. Whereas, man, other people, it's so bad. They can't even function. And we're just going, have you not walked into traffic? Like,
I hate people who try to tell me stories. Like, other comedians is one thing, but anytime I just point at shit nowadays. When people are starting to tell me a story, I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's and I just like act like my ADHD took over and just walk off. Like, that's what I've learned, man. It's a defense mechanism.
That's an interesting observation, though, because it goes from either good for you to you should fucking know that already, and then that continues up until about your 60s, and then from there it's just like, oh, you're able to do that still, good for you.
Have you ever met somebody like well into their 50s that just doesn't have life figured out at all? Like, it's the worst. I'm like,
it's
how were you alive?
Hey, and you're just kind of saying, see, this is the one weird thing that I have been experiencing lately, and I'm experimenting with it because it sounds ludicrous, but also it's kind of being proven, is that certain people don't know where their next job is or career move or where they're going to live. Like, they have this odd lack of knowledge of their own path, so things just happen, and they're like, well, I lost my job, but then tomorrow I met some guy and now I have 3 new jobs, and you're like, what? Huh? And they're like, I bought a gas station. You're like, what is happening right now? Right? Like, weird shit just kind of happens, and I feel like there's as long as you're kind of just busy with stuff and not just like, I'm exceptionally lazy at my age, but I'm pre-retiring because I'm not going to make it to 65. Like, that's not. Like, my wife gets all this, and she knows she's getting insurance before retirement. Like,
I commend you, because there's like some episode of The Office where Stanley, the guy who's like doing the crossword all the time, reveals that he's retiring, and he says, "I've been looking forward to this since I was 18 years old," and I fucking identify with that. Yeah.
Listen, I had a crazy economic theory that I told my one buddy, and I'm like, I think I have to write it out because it's so ludicrous that it actually might work, and it leans in towards the idea of no one should have a real job. Like, we should all be working towards having no job. Like, that should be the ultimate goal, because you should
work to live, not live to work.
I had it going on for 2 years. It was great. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. I had a bitch paying my bills, man. It was dope. Now I'm paying her bills. It's fucking. You don't like the situation at all. Yeah.
Listen, you gotta keep
support is a bitch. Let me tell you.
Hey, Cole, I'll tell you, even at my age, Kegels, man, you got to do those Kegels. Keeps everything working real well. That's just.
I'm not giving no woman the satisfaction ever again. I would suck a dick before I get back in that pussy.
I had somebody ask me, they're like, what would you do if Victoria passed away, my wife? And I'm like, oh, I just bang whores from then on in. Like, that's no way. I'm like, again? You want me to have a relationship? Oh, God, no.
Dude, my problem is I fall in love with whores, dude, every time.
Hey,
Like,
listen.
I intentionally bang whores and then fall in love with them. It's the worst thing you can do with your life.
You gotta become just friends with them. Bang them and then be
I-
friendly with them.
I
That's it.
can't. I don't know. The pussy does something to me. It does something to me. On the real.
There's the episode title.
Pussy does something to me? Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe. I'll think about it. Like I always
it does something to me on the real. I feel like that's
whenever in the episode I go there's an episode title, I never remember to write it down. It always slips because I'm always editing these like weeks later. And like I'm skipping all over the place, so I never remember where to look and that kind of thing. It just I'm dumb.
Does something to me in the real. I think that's. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that idea. This is the problem. Is like I feel like we're not exposed enough to be told like, hey man, yeah, your 20s, don't commit to anything. Okay, don't buy anything. Don't commit to anything. Just sample everything, because nothing you do is going to be worthwhile. It's going to be dog shit, just across the board. You know. And like, listen, if it's good, you're like, okay, great. That's a lucky win that you experimented, you found something you're good at, and it's good, right? Mm-hmm. But like, trust me, at my age, there are a lot of people that I like. Obviously, I use Facebook to stalk them, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that person is doing from school. Some people, no Facebook accounts, and I'm like, you're mental. That is very disturbing.
I hate it when people don't have social media. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, are you a serial killer?
100%.
My girlfriend doesn't have social media, and
she's a serial killer.
I gotta say, it seems pretty nice in terms of like her mental health. Like it's like she's able to just enjoy herself. I kind of hate that I need to use social media as a comedian. I would probably just do one or less things, and like I can understand the addiction, and I've fallen into it with a lot of stuff, and I probably wouldn't have. Like I've tried to curb it, like with things like Twitter, where you can schedule tweets in advance, because like a lot of comedians, you do joke tweets, and a lot of other comedians I know will like sit there and agonize, like I need to say something funny today. I
do that.
The next 2 months planned out of just stuff releasing every weekday.
Yeah, but okay. Like, yes, that's a
on
good
desktop.
thing.
You can only do it on desktop. You can't do it on your phone.
Like, yes, that's a good thing, but at the same time, just be funny. I
just tweet my thoughts. Like
it's a writing exercise.
As soon as I'm thinking.
Listen, I know how stupid it sounds that you should just wait for the moment, but it's one of those weird things where when you try and schedule fun, it doesn't work. Like, you might have a good time, but it's not fun, like the in the moment fun hilarity of who knows and being a surprise has its own element that can it very exponentially grows how it's received, right? Mm-hmm. That's why it's very that's why I have a hard time with people who are like, oh, I did the same 45 minutes every day. And you're like, listen, man, I'll tell the story the way it's going to happen, but who knows what's going to come out of my mouth, right? I was there, and I'll tell it differently every goddamn time.
That's how I do it. When I do stand-up in general, I never tell the same story the same way. I just never could do that.
Well, now you're doing some acting too, right, Cole?
Very, very small stuff, just kind of getting into it a little bit.
Can I ask why you're doing the acting? Because I know a lot of comedians do some acting, some commercials. They try and put their name out in that fashion.
Extra work, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I've always wanted to be like I don't even know really how to put it. My end goal in career wise is just to be like a writer for television. Mm-hmm. And like I do kind of want to be like in a situation like a M. Night Shyamalan type of situation where I do like a small cameo or something like that. I've always wanted to be an actor, comedy was kind of a thing that I got into. As like it was just like somebody told me I was funny, and I didn't disagree, and then it slowly became a thing. You know what I mean? But I always wanted to be an actor / writer, so that's kind of where I kind of fell into that.
I love the idea of someone telling you, "Hey, you're funny," and you're like, "Oh shit, I am."
That's exactly how it went. There you go.
I feel like there are certain people though who do like, no, I'm not, and you're like, you just want me to say it again. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm probably mistaken.
That's the thing. I don't think I have no. When I say shit, like my Twitter, which blows the fuck up constantly, people are just laughing their asses off of that shit. I'm just tweeting my thoughts for the day at the very exact moment. I don't know if this is funny or not. I'm just saying what is literally what I'm thinking in the exact moment I'm in, and then everybody just loses their fucking minds, and I'm like, I guess it's funny, but I'm glad you guys think my train wreck of a life is funny, but this is just the world I'm in right now, so I'm retarded. I think that's what it comes down to. I don't get funny. I don't understand what's funny to people.
Humor is subjective, right? There's not really
absolutely true.
You can't boil it down to an exact science,
right?
I know for myself, I don't necessarily want to be an actor. I think in terms of like the hierarchy of like stand-up, writing, acting. For me, it's stand-up in that order: stand-up, writing, acting. I don't really. I've like acted in plays in high school. And I've done like sketches. I liked doing sketches more than something like getting into character, right? And like I like writing. I have a BA in creative writing, but I don't think I would want to do something where I am just doing it to do it. I want something where I want something where it's mine and it's personal to me. I don't think I would be that guy where it's like, I wrote an episode of Archer just for the hell of it. Like, I think I would have to like be in control of it. And then for stand-up, I decided to do it while I was high on the morphine from wisdom teeth surgery, and just it baked into me a decade later. So, Dino, what about you?
No, I don't know. It's like, this is the thing is I can be me, right? That I've made a conscious decision, and I want to be this person. I've pretended in front of other people like to be like, my real name is Constantine. I've tried to go by Constantine, and I thought I was going to have a stroke. My brain just stops working completely. And I'm like, I can't, like, the idea that people reinvent themselves with a new group of friends or a new workplace. I'm like, yeah, no, give me 30 minutes. Boom. I'm back where I started every time, because I'm just like, no, I'm unapologetically where I stand there going, oh no, you're a fucking idiot. And people are going, what? I'm like, no, you're dumb. You shouldn't talk. You should just stay to the sidelines. You're the worst. And people are like, that was the cool guy. And I'm like, nah, you guys are all losers now. You have no idea. Like, and that's the thing is,
it takes balls to do that, though,
Well, that's the thing, man. Being the youngest of 5 kids, right, is, but I ended up being the biggest. So, puberty hit, and all of a sudden I could just grab people and, lift them by their own pants. It was fun. Right? So that's the thing is, I'm 6'1" and 3/4. Yeah.
Lift them by their own pants. So like, instead of grabbing someone by the scruff of their neck, you go and then grab them back of the pants like you're checking a diaper. Them up, and
wedgie.
That is, no.
It's a weird mental image. That's all I'm saying. Continue.
Oh, no. What you do is you grab them from the pockets around the front
pockets
and lift them forward. And
but then they're like this. They're like lolled over.
And that's why when you do that, you do it into a wall. So they're stuck against the wall trying to hold themselves up, but also you have the seam of jeans going right into their dick and balls. Trust me.
I'm pretty sure Dino just killed the pocket trend in men's clothing. right there, just right off the bat. Everybody's like,
Listen.
nope, pockets are out.
I'm the first one that said my garlic breath is a close quarter defense because I can right into your nostril. Just right. If
Yeesh.
you're within 2 feet of me, I can laser breath right into your nostril and make you blind for like 30 seconds.
I've been told quite a bit that I got to brush my teeth after I drink coffee. So,
well, that's the funny thing is that like there's a lot of stuff around teeth health and where you're going, hey, by the way, fluoride, oh yeah, it might not be that good for your teeth. You're like, what? What are you talking about? The thing everyone dumped in water, you're like, oh yeah, there's a whole thing that it's actually really bad. And you're going, oh great, I fucking love science and want everybody to thank you for giving us some normal fucking knowledge just for 10, 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, Hitler was giving it to the Jews. So, what do you really think that shit was good? Like,
okay, never again do I want you to say "giving it to the Jews" as a description of the Holocaust. Ever. No.
Fair enough.
That's reasonable.
I think I will say something that is apropos. Never again. Okay.
That's reasonable. So, yeah. Cole, I forgot to let you know, or I had let you know, I don't remember, but we do have a couple questions we normally ask everyone. We normally ask them at the beginning, but since we're already having a great conversation, I think I'll just ask them now. So,
gotcha.
And also, I kind of forgot. That's my bad.
That's okay. Yeah, you usually do remind it, but this has been a very enjoyable conversation, Cole, so we're very much appreciative of your company. So, what is an embarrassing song on your playlist?
An embarrassing song? Dude, that's like a wide variety. I listen to a lot of Ariana Grande, so like a lot, like an absolute lot, like all.
What is your favorite
songs.
Ariana Grande song?
I didn't want to answer that question.
Hold on, there's one I'm listening to right now. I have on a playlist.
Probably was it "No Tears Left to Cry"? It got me through the past year.
To cry?
Oh, yeah, no tears left to cry. That's man, that bitch can. She makes me cry. Let's put it like that with that song.
Thumbs up for my girlfriend, who's a huge Ariana Grande fan. So
fuck yeah, I love Ariana. That's my bitch right there.
I've been listening to the song "Break Free," also a very good song.
Hell yeah,
she's very talented.
She really is.
Hey, listen, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
And thank her for throwing all of us comedians a bone with the whole Pete Davidson thing, because that really got all of us comedians like more motivated to be comedians.
I remember telling 2 ambulance paramedics how I'm like, being funny is crazy, because so they came and picked me up at my house because I was having an issue, and I was like, just in case, I don't want to get driven, let's just do it right, because remember, I have healthcare. So they came pick me up. Yeah, no. They came into my house with like a special thing to go up and downstairs. It was awesome. But I was like, they saw my wife and then saw me, and they were like, "Hey, so like, how did that?" I'm like, "Listen, man, I'm funny, okay? And don't ask me how it works." Suddenly, you're like, "Ha ha 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 ha!" Boom, you're naked. That's how comedy works, okay? And the one lady's like, "Son of a bitch, you know how many times?" And I'm like, "Oh, your coworker's a little slut." They're just like, "Oh, damn." I'm like, "That's all right, man. Listen, I've been going around calling a lot of male comedians sluts because I'm just like, oh, you're just a whore. After seeing what they did during the pandemic, you're like, oh, disgusting. But, I grew up with shame in my life, and I'm like, I think we need a little shame back,
Hey, fuck you, by the way, for that healthcare dig, because I almost fucking, I don't know if you can see it. Where is it? I almost fucking cut my whole pinky off like a couple weeks ago, and now they're bombarding me for money. So
yeah. That sounds about right.
Dude,
I should have washed dishes. That's why I need comedy. Because I was washing my own dishes and almost locked my finger off. So I'm not made for this life. I need a maid. I need a maid.
Dude, I've been in debt for like a year for an epilepsy-related thing, and it's like,
fuck, dude. It's so fucked up. Like, shit happened, and they're like, you gotta pay us. You gonna help?
Yeah.
Like, think of a guy who's been life-flighted, and like they're saving him. He's having, who knows, a heart attack, been shot, and they put him in the helicopter, and the whole time he's thinking, just kill me! Just kill me! Throw me out the helicopter! Just throw me out the helicopter!
Dude, there
Like-
have been times where like I've had a seizure and someone calls an ambulance because and I've had to in the ambulance like when I wake up I'm like, okay, I hereby refuse treatment. Let me the fuck out. I'm not paying for this. And that's also why I have this bracelet now that basically says don't call a goddamn ambulance. So
You can get those. I need one of those.
yeah, well, you can get any. And it's like it was like I don't know, $15. You get like this is like Livestrong bracelet material, and it's a little metal thing. This thing,
Yeah.
And then about a bitch, you gotta pay money to not. You gotta pay money to tell people to not make me pay more money.
Listen,
yeah, exactly.
you guys are lucky. You're in a world where Amazon. You could just get whatever you want written on any bracelet. Okay. In my time, all they had was Life Alert bracelets, where it's like you had to pay. It was like $300, and they would register this stupid bracelet, and you're like, yeah, no, you just put a message there, like you're a fucking piece of cloth, and you're like, yeah, no, that's fine. Just don't do it, asshole. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you're closer to the I've fallen and I can't get up than the rest of us. So
Jesus.
Hey, if I fall, like I practice like lifting myself up with only like just my arms and one leg, or trying to get up with only one arm just in case something happens, because there's no one in my house that could help me get up, not one person, like, and as a team still no. Okay, like if I fall down, like there's an experiment that you're supposed to do whenever you live in an apartment, is each spouse should try and drag the other one to the front door from the furthest part away, or where you would normally sleep.
Just eat a salad, man. It's not worth it.
I will never eat a salad. No.
He has already lost like an obscene amount of weight. I think he like deserves to.
Good for you.
Good.
Yeah. Good for you, my man. Good for you.
I hate it. It's the worst. Okay. You know what?
Being
fat is the best.
What it is. I agree. I was fat for 4 years, very fat, and I loved every minute of it. I really did. It was very enjoyable for me. I hate being skinny because now I have insecurities and anxieties about getting fat again. I'm like, I'm gonna get fat again. I'm gonna get fat, and everybody's gonna hate me and think I'm fat. But when you're fat, you're like, I'm fat. Fuck it. I'm already here. Like,
Like for me, that's the thing is I'm like, I was at a point, so I've gained a little bit of weight, and now I'm losing again. So I'm down about 60 pounds net right now. Nice. But I'm almost at the point where I can. I was at the point, and now I'm almost back at the point where I can touch my toes just standing up. Which I'm like,
that's a good feeling.
It's a comfortable. Like that's the thing is, I'm still like 370 pounds. Like I'm still humongous, but at the same time, flexible. So it's not that bad.
Dude, I there was 2 years where I couldn't tie my shoes. Dead ass.
Damn. Gotta like
pull
one on the couch. Yeah.
I did a lot of Velcro.
Oh. That's fair. Hey man, I have a couple shoehorns, and some of them are the long ones too. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't even bend over.
Slide.
The long ones, I just yeah, that's fine.
And looking back, I understand why she broke up with me. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to fuck that either. So.
Well, listen, some people have to sleep in the bed they made, and they choose a different road. That's their fault. That's on them.
So pissed. I bet she's so pissed that I got hot after she left me. I don't know. She doesn't talk to me.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. I'm sure you'll hear about it someday.
One thing that sucks is like, so I walk to work every day. So natural about 3 miles, right? So at the doctor last week, and I told him that, and he was like, "That's fucking awesome." And I was saying, like, I've gained weight since the last time I've been here. Does exercising really help? He's like, "You can be in shape and be fat."
True.
And the actual like weight loss is done in the kitchen, and it comes to like changing your diet. I'm like, motherfucker. That takes actual work and like effort. And God damn it, like, because I tricked myself into exercising, right? Mm-hmm. Like I had to get from point A to point B, and the byproduct of that is sweating and like doing stuff. But like actually like maybe quitting soda or eating meat or whatever would actually help with that. And I really, really don't that fuck like just.
Listen, it's that same. It's the
Yeah.
same idea where it's like, oh, do you know that if you replace your morning coffee with morning tea, you can remove the
exactly.
last sliver of happiness that you have in your life, right?
For
Like
sure.
at some point, like,
100%.
guy, listen, have you seen like who's the one that does the bit right now? I forget who it was, but it's like, have you seen what 85 looks like? Fuck that. Listen, guy,
Yeah.
at 70, if I can't go into robot body, just fucking put one between the eyes. I'm
Right.
done, man. 70 years?
Yeah.
Fuck. God damn. I'm
Well,
ready to bow out at 50, man. Like, come on.
I feel like the only. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna get into it. Katie said you don't even cook, bitch. So that's yeah. She cooks. I do the dishes.
I mean, with all that said,
And that's
I
true.
do want to live a long life. I have a kid, you know what I mean? I want to be there for
No,
his
exactly. I
wedding
feel like
and all
that's
that
the reason
shit, so.
to last as long as you do. But if you don't have kids,
Before I had my son, I was just here for a good time, not a long time. Now it's like,
Yeah.
shit, I kind of like the
Yeah.
fucker, you know what I mean? Like,
That's fair.
Don't.
That's fair.
I hope that he never sees this because then it's just going to turn into a thing where like I don't
Listen,
know. I've been
me
learning a
as his
lot.
father, it's psychological damage for sure, 100%. I love the kid. He
I've
knows
been
how much I
learning-
love him. It's damaged.
I've been learning more about my parents as like I'm getting older and they're getting like old. And it's just stuff that like they never tell you or they try and downplay so as to not scar you as a child. And then now as an adult, when you're hearing about it, dude, just the things where like in hindsight you're like, wait, that's why you did that, or that's why you told me that. Fuck.
Okay.
That's where I have a problem as a parent too, because I even as a parent have no filter. It is a real problem. We were in Target today. I was with my son, and he wanted every single little thing in the fucking the store, and I was like, I can't buy you everything, buddy. And he was like, what? You don't have the money? I was like, okay, first of all, I have the money. I could buy everything in this store. Not true, but.
Make an example of your kid. Do it. What's the rest
I
of this?
told her, I was like, look, I know your mom buys you every single thing that you want, but your mom is financially irresponsible. Me, I gotta pay her money every month, okay? And if I don't do that, she'll put me in jail. So just no, you can have one thing. One. I can't help it.
Yeah, no,
it's truth.
That's not unreasonable, man. Listen, okay, look, let's be honest, okay? There's a real truth to the fact that if you buy kids everything they want, you are literally just creating a second asshole. That's it.
I agree with that too.
Right? Telling people no, wait your turn, share. These are rules that will serve them so you don't have a problem later on in life, right?
It's so fucking hard though, because I love the dude so fucking much. And when he's like, Dad, I want this. I'm like, man, I don't think it's a good idea, dude. Shut the fuck up. I want it too. God damn it.
Yeah.
This is a Lego Optimus Prime, okay? This is a Lego Optimus Prime. I'm building it on my own channel, okay? Like, share, and subscribe, everybody, okay? I'm literally building this
link
on
in the
my
down there
channel,
part. Yeah.
okay? And I'm like, listen, this is not only so cool. I told my wife, it's our anniversary, our wedding anniversary, and I said, honey, buy me the Lego Optimus Prime. Buy me two. I'm going to build one on the internet, and then I'm going to keep one in the box. You know why? Because I have money, and everyone else can go fuck themselves, okay? That was literally the conversation I had with my wife. And the fact is, my parents, they were the ones who were like, no, share with your siblings. No, listen, even though you're fat, you're going to take two pieces of clothing from your older brother, sew them together to make something you fit in, you fat fuck. Okay? I got hand-me-downs with instructions. That's how that works, okay? You know why? Because my parents were OG, okay? They were going to fucking cut you. They're like, oh, you want to fight? No problem. Let's do it. Let's do it right. All right? You think you're a badass? Good. Weapons involved. Knives and knuckles, bitches. That's just how it works.
I think it is important for the parents to have nicer shit than their kids, though. I do think so. They see that their parents have nice shit. And they're like, why the fuck don't you ever buy me nice shit? Okay, first off, I do.
No.
You
Get a
live in
fucking
his
job.
house,
You want good
but
shit?
I
Get a
make
job.
all the money. So yeah, I get nicer shit than you most of the time. Okay, all right. I don't want to hear your shit. You get Goodwill. I get Gucci. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
the goal as a parent should be to give your kids a better life than you had. And for millennials and Gen Z, and probably a bunch after that, it's the first time where we're having the flip of that, where boomers and I assume the older Gen Xers, I'm not sure about you, Dino, because you're like a younger Gen Xer, are not that. So
what you missed out as a young person was responsibility and structure. That's what you guys have. That's what you
Bro,
guys
the
get to give your kids.
dude, I had a fuck ton of structure. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Xers blow as parents. The Boomers, I think, were better, but the Xers, speaking as a fucking child of an Xer, they blow. Everybody I know who has an Xer parent is just terrible.
I have boomer parents, and I'm a younger millennial.
Yeah,
My parents had it all.
boomer parents were way better than Xer parents.
I think
Gen X
boomers.
parents beat you because they got beat. You're like, what kind of stupid shit is that? You're gonna beat me because you got beat? Why are you beating you?
Like, how to do that shit? They make you feel bad for like being alive.
Yeah. Dude, boomers beat people because they went to war. Okay, they
Right.
got fucked up. Okay, then Gen X is like, well, we got hit.
Their will, like they were drafted into Vietnam and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, do you understand? Like, yeah, they were told, hey, you have to go die for us now. You're like, what? I don't know who this Stalin guy is. In fact, I don't even have a problem with Russia. You're like, well, doesn't matter. You're going to go die now. You and your family.
I think it's because boomers are the last generation where the things they learned as kids were relevant when they got to adulthood. And then with millennials and now Zoomers, everything is accelerating so quickly that the advice we were given as kids had expired by the time we hit adulthood. Right?
Sure.
Our parents were telling them, just go in there, firm handshake, give them your resume, blah, blah, blah. You know,
don't talk to strangers on the internet.
Yeah, don't talk to strangers on the
Call
internet.
them for a ride.
Yeah,
yeah.
Have them deliver your food opened.
Yeah.
All opened. All breathing in their car. That's nice.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And like, I don't really blame them for giving the advice that expired. That's not their fault. I blame them for stubbornly assuming that it's the correct thing even after they've been proven wrong.
Yes, it's more so that they did this. La, 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 la. You're like, guys, it's right here. This is the proof. And they're like, no. Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
And like Xers gave us like a weird like stigma about everything. Like they did weird things to our psyche as millennials, and I guess Z's too. Like for one, that I have to look outside my window and see what's going on constantly because everybody is a pedophile. Everyone's trying to rape me.
Hey, so I know a
stranger danger,
mine's...
right?
Exactly.
And it's like dismantling the idea of like community. No one talks to their neighbors anymore. And
nobody talks to anybody. People go out in public and just be on their phones and shit.
Yeah.
Because you ever try to fucking just like make conversation with a woman these days? Oh my god!
No.
They look at you like
they
look at you like they're trying to murder you. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very inquisitive male person, so I'm always trying to talk to females. And I'm gonna end up on a list one day.
Yo, yeah.
Just for trying to talk to them.
I wanted to make a new friend. The fuck you didn't. Okay, that is under no circumstances a conversation in person as the first thing. What are you, a sociopath? Are you crazy? People didn't even do that in my generation, man. You had to know them. We were from the same town. Oh, then we'll talk.
I'm also Southern, though, to be fair, and I'm living in Cleveland. I'm from Texas, so we talk to strangers for no fucking reason all the time. Just small talk.
But that's a small, okay, being from the South is like being from the Mediterranean. You can just talk just to fill space.
Exactly.
Actually we have no knowledge of each other. Just going,
and people don't get it at all up here.
Yeah, but that's that life where it just slowly meanders on, and everyone realizes, oh man, like life just keeps on happening. Whereas up in like I know for Toronto is the same. In Ohio, where people are like, oh, you gotta go, and you're like, hey man, no, you don't. You just relax. Everything is gonna just happen. Calm the fuck down.
That's a lesson I learned during the pandemic, and it's something that I try and take with me. because like I know so many comedians who were like, you gotta hit fucking 18,000 mics a week or you're not growing as a comedian. And now I'll hit like maybe 3, maybe, and it's 100%. Like it you get about the same result. You make your connections, you like work on your material and stuff, and I have the time to do other things like see my 3 families because I have divorced parents and parents live. It's like my life is the movie Four Christmases.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah, 4 Christmases
all the time. And like the only one,
4 Christmases is better than no Christmases. Okay,
exactly.
The only person who like gives me shit for not seeing them every week is my mom. Like my dad, he remarried, so he has his wife and his kids, and Katie's parents are whole complete people who find company in each other and their other kids. And my mom is like, why the fuck aren't you here all the
Your mom is definitely a problem. Your mom is going into a home as soon as possible. That's what's going to happen.
My mom's like that too, actually. Like, if you're not up her ass constantly, she's just like, she's up your ass, like, so.
The problem is that she's all in shape and has mental acuity and stuff, so that's not happening for a while.
How's your mom?
She is 69. Nice.
Hey, is she still single or is she married now?
No. I'm not going down this road.
Cole will throw it, man. Cole will throw it like nobody's business.
Why don't we ask him the second question? Because we
got to rip through them. Yeah. Okay. So I'm an adult. You can't stop me. What's something you indulge in yourself because you're an adult and no one can stop you? Like breakfast for dinner.
Dragon Ball Z.
There you go.
I really love fucking Dragon Ball Z, and a lot of people are like, "Ew, what are you doing?" But I feel like anime in general is starting to get a little bit bigger recently. But don't let the girls know that you like anime. I've found.
You know what,
they won't use it against you.
Card game from Japan. I'm surrounded by anime people.
I'm huge on Yu-Gi-Oh. Are you talking about Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic?
No, Vanguard. But I did play Yu-Gi-Oh. I did play Yu-Gi-Oh competitively from 2008 to 2012, and I dabbled in Master Duel, so I know how Yu-Gi-Oh works.
I've competitively played Yu-Gi-Oh. I haven't in a few years, but in my early 20s I did.
Listen,
Dino, just let this happen.
I'm going to tell you guys this rule. Okay, it's important as a man, to have hobbies. Okay, it's also important as a man that you don't tell anyone ever what those hobbies are.
You asked, man.
No. I asked how you indulge. If you indulge yourself in being a fucking nerd every Sunday, okay, that's a you problem, okay? That's not what you share. That's what you do for mental health and to express your superiority over nerdier, uglier people. That's fair. That's reasonable. Everybody needs their little kick, okay?
Toxic masculinity.
Oh, hey Dino, is it called Dragon Ball? Is it called Dragon Ball Z in Canada?
No, Dragon Ball Z.
It's Dragon Ball Z up there. Okay. Because it's a proper noun, or
no, because the show's name is Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, right? It's a proper noun. It's like it's a name, right?
Right. Yeah. I don't know what that noun shit was, man. I'm an immigrant. Who fuck off.
Okay, so proper nouns are like.
Oh, so you're not from Canada?
No. I am, but I was raised in I knew Greek before I knew English, right?
Oh, okay, interesting.
So, and I had parents and all that kind of shit. So it was very wholesome upbringing.
I had
my family's been living in the trailer since the Mayflower, so
that's fucked up, eh? It's there's nothing weirder, because my parents came here, but also Greece itself was burned to the ground by war many, many times throughout history. So the history of my family doesn't exist. Whereas you guys in the States, you're like, yeah, you know what? We actually have history of so many generations where you can actually track it. It's very interesting.
Most of our history is just slaves. That's just
pretty much.
Yeah. You either did or you didn't have them. And the ones that didn't are still poor to this day. You were either didn't have slaves or were a slave, you're still poor to this day. Like that's what I found in America.
Oh
yeah,
god.
pretty much. My mom's
I hate
last
that
name
that's
is
fucking
Tubman,
true.
So I bet you can guess on that end.
Oh.
She told us some Thanksgiving one of those years. She's like, so I found out. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit, mom. Like,
Yeah,
you
no.
see, I know. I have a mirror, Mom.
Okay, let's go to the third question.
Third question.
What was the time that you said, "What do you mean I'm adult?" A time when somebody looked to you for advice or guidance, and you're like, "Who, me? I don't know about that."
the first time you felt like a grown up, basically.
Oh shit. Man, I had to go fucking. So maybe there was a couple of times before, but the realest moment was my baby mama. I was a stay-at-home dad, and she made good money. And when we broke up, I moved out, had to get my own apartment, and I had to go buy my own car because the car that I had was in her name, and she was being petty and wouldn't let me just make the payments on it. So I had to go find a car, a beater, mind you,
Yeah.
with my own money that I really did not have, and like hope for the best because I had $400. Like, so that's what I spent on the car, and it worked out. I had it for a year until it was in a car accident. My shit's fucking acting weird, but yeah, I had it for about a year. It was in a car accident. The other day, couple weeks ago, my stepdad borrowed it and almost got himself killed in it.
Jesus,
and,
dude.
and then they gave me a shitload of money for it, and now I'm doing pretty good. Like I kind of made out on that one. Yeah.
Nice.
So
That's fair. Listen, you know what? That's not the worst thing to happen, right? Like, that's pretty.
yeah, but I'll be honest with you, it came from pettiness though, because like
I really.
when she took her car back, I was like, "What the fuck do you mean you're taking the car? It's my car." She's like, "No, it's my car." I'm like, She's just like, "You got to go live your own life." I'm like, "What?" That's when I realized.
She lawyered your ass.
Yeah, 100%.
I really want to pretend and do this as a sketch where Cole is like starts getting looks like he's a whore. He's like, "You left your wife." Disgusting, like just like treatment the essentially the way that single women were treated for so long, but now have Cole to be treated that way. Yeah, I can get for that. And him just be like, he can't open a bank account. It's like, well, do you have your wife's permission to be here, sir? And he's like, sir, are you sure you have? Are you supposed to be doing groceries for your wife? Is that she's obviously the breadwinner. Like, definitely.
I don't know about you, but I could I am so down with the idea of being a stay-at-home dad, and then
it was dope, dude. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. You just fucking get up in the morning, make breakfast, go outside, bullshit, and talk to the neighbors, and go to the park, come home, eat dinner, cook, which I love cooking. I was a sous chef for a while. Before the stay-at-home dad shit, and you get drunk and play video games and put the kid to bed. Not in that order, but like.
Put kid to bed first, then get drunk and play.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, hopefully.
I gotta get better at cooking because,
hey, you need about 5 different recipes, and then you're kind of covered, plus or minus. Like you need 2 or 3 meat dishes, 2 or 3 casseroles, 2 or 3 pastas.
And once you figure out some of those recipes, you start realizing what else to do to other things too.
Yeah, and then you can make. Oh, I like certain components of this pasta. Oh, I can make that into like a stuffed mushroom, or I can make it fancy and put it on bruschetta. Like there are variations. You see how things interact. That's one thing. Honestly, if you want to really get to a woman's heart, is not only cook her dinner, but then clean up right afterward in front of her while she gets to watch. That pussy will never be wetter right then. Like just immediately, shit's going down.
What Dino has said has gotten me laid so many times.
Oh yeah.
I had a roommate a few years ago who he had this like almost preternatural ability to know what to cook. Like I always said that if you locked him in a walk-in freezer for seconds, he'd come out and I did 8 to make based on the ingredients I saw or whatever. And I envy his ability because that is the thing that drives me crazy the most. I don't hate the like actual cooking part, and I don't hate cleaning up. It's the deciding what to cook and going.
That is hard.
That's
it is hard to come up with. It is. It's like I'd be like, I don't even know what I want. Like honestly, all the time. And I know food. Like I studied culinary, so and it's still just like a mystery.
What I find is the best thing is to go grocery shopping, not hungry, but with one ingredient in mind, and then just okay. So get the one ingredient, whatever it is. I usually base it around a meat component. Meat, or you could like it might be lentils, or it could be anything like that, but something that's going to be your protein base. And then from there, you can just extrapolate an entire menu. It's very simple. And then just what's in season. Okay, these vegetables. Okay, just whatever. Anyway.
Dino, I like how you're like, just don't go to the grocery store not hungry, or go to the grocery store not hungry. Okay, I lost like 70 pounds in this past year. I'm always hungry.
Yeah.
Constantly. It's revolting how hungry I am at any given time.
So what you need to eat, you have to recondition your stomach so that you eat extremely healthy, very filling foods, such as drink Metamucil for breakfast. Number one, your colon will thank you. Number two would be things like lentils. You eat it, it's very good for you, very wholesome, but at the same time, it feels like you've eaten a brick of food, and you're like,
it sticks to your ribs, right?
Weren't you just saying that you don't like eat salad and shit?
I don't like the salad I enjoy is not a healthy salad. Like, just
is it the Pittsburgh salad with the French fries and shit?
No, I'm not a lunatic. No, but I'll have like a Caesar salad with. I'm like, yeah, Caesar dressing. Caesar dressing is not good for you, right? Or then I'll have something with a balsamic vinaigrette, but at the same time, it's filled with like goat cheese, where you're like, yeah, goat cheese is delicious, not good for everything else. Like cheese is harsh on your system too, right? So that's why
I thought goat cheese was like better.
Goat cheese
than like cow cheese, I guess. I don't.
Yes, because cow cheese, especially in the States, like nothing that from a cow is good because of the amount of steroids you guys use on your cows, right? Like it's very like that's I've been talking about that on a few other shows. It's just how food is no longer food, and it's like food like, but also you have like where other foods like are there to impersonate other foods, where you're like, oh yeah, it's like a turkey. Oh, it's tofurkey. You're like, how about this hunk of tofu? That's it. That's all. It's not a thing. Like they're like, oh, it's a plant-based burger. No, it's
them steroids that they be pumping in them cows really make me want to motorboat them cows sometimes. Y'all don't ever see a cow and you're just like, let me get in there for a second. Let's see what this is about.
A supple udder is something that draws many of observers.
It just looks like it'll be like it'll put me at home, like.
Anyways, we're way over time for everything.
Yeah, nothing really makes. I'm not even gonna fucking finish that sentence. Why don't we do our pluggables and get into the advice thing?
Okay. So first, Cole, you've been a fantastic guest. Before we go any further, where can people find you on social media?
Sniffing Glue 22 on all platforms.
Just let him have it. Let him have it. That's fine.
It's real. It's a real. Yeah. It's real.
Jesus Christ.
I'm jealous that you got it. I'm just like, honestly, it's just Sniffing Glue 22 is like you didn't choose.
It's my Xbox 22. Live account even. So.
Atlas.
You can find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter or Instagram. Follow my other show at Nexus at Night in those same places. That's about Vanguard. Like I mentioned earlier in the episode, my link tree is on both of those accounts. So if you want links for comedy shows, things like that, that's all there.
Atlas is very popular, and his headshot, you can tell his head is like this big. Like it is a
My head's
He
fucking.
can't buy hats. He
It's
cannot
crazy.
buy hats.
I literally have to do the ones with the adjustable thing, or else it's not going to fit. Beanies are my best
sure.
friend. Dino,
Hell yeah, I fucking love some beanies, man.
My oldest brother, he has a head shaped like yours too, and he too can't wear hats. It's like on the last of the joining things. He has to go all the way to the end. I'm like, where? I look like I have a huge head. I have a huge face on a normal sized head, right? Like I have a small portion of hair.
That's the genetic marvel part.
That Greek look to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got this big ass Roman nose where I'm just like, look, I break marble, beautiful. No, but yeah. So listen, Dino the Genetic Marvel. Just so you guys know, I am literally doing videos live of me constructing this badass thing. I'm almost done. There's only I think 2 more episodes, which is going to be. I'm doing them live every day at random times. So just keep an eye on my socials. Dino the Genetic Marvel YouTube channel, which I think is under Big Bad Dino because I had it since like 2007. So I'm like, oh, I have my name there. Oh, and Colt just disappeared.
He'll come back. I'm guessing he just like hit the button by accident. Follow Caleb, our Zoomer, at Caleb C. McDuff on Twitter, or his Twitch channel at twitch.tv/oquiet, like just the letter O and then the word quiet. And follow us at Generation Dan on Twitter or Generation_Dan on Instagram.
So for now, we're so the next thing we're going to do is when was your most memorable set, Cole? And that could be like good, bad,
weird,
successful, just weird, whatever, like crazy happening. Somebody, dared you to eat a chicken wing with your butthole, whatever.
Most memorable set. There was this one time. It was the first time that I like legitimately bombed. Like before that, it was just like, oh, that wasn't good. But this was like not good. It was the day after Beirut thing happened. What was it? The ship exploded or whatever, blew up Beirut, and people are just like, "Woo, Cole Clayton!" Give it up for Cole Clayton. As I'm walking up, and I'm like, "Damn, this applause is more explosive than Beirut." And then I just got boozed the entire fucking 5-minute set, and I deserved it. I did. I thought it was a lot funnier than it was. I don't know why. I was very early into comedy and quite figured it out yet. But, you live and you learn, right?
Yeah. I learned to not do like, especially as a white guy, just don't.
Yeah, it's a hard line as a straight white man. So.
Yeah, just don't.
Although a lot of people are convinced I'm gay, so I kind of just been leaning into that a little bit. So everybody can for whatever reason. But
you got some early 2000s.
Can I go on a quick rant? Yeah. Can I go on a quick rant about that? Actually, real quick. Can I just say that I wish I was gay because. Do you know how many problems it would solve for me if I could just suck dick? Like, honestly, all of them. All of my problems would be solved if I didn't have to fuck with women ever again. Like, honestly. Every last one of my problems. If I had never eaten pussy in my life, I would have no issues. I really do. If I could just chill with my best friend at the crib playing video games and we'd suck each other's dicks, it would be awesome. So... I can't do it though. I can't. I couldn't. Like it's not for me. Nothing wrong with it if you are gay at all. I have no problems if you are, but it's not for me at all. One day.
Christ.
You know what?
All right.
Hey, it's at least you understand the economics of it. That's fair. I think that's the reasonable thing. So.
Atlas has got something to say. I gotta hear what Atlas has got to say.
I have nothing except pure contempt. Let's just get into it.
So let's.
I love you, A.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Please like, share with your friends, and we'll see you soon. And subscribe to all of our stuff because hey, we do weird stuff and it's entertaining. People like us all over the interwebs. Bye.
Yes.